Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you have a fantastic lunch and you are coming back energetic. Well, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the organizer for the amazing setup. Happy to be with my beloved leaders. Looking forward to have an insightful talk. Well, today we are going to tackle a very hot topic. So like leveraging the AI technology towards the future of supply chain and in particular logistic and procurement. It's became like everyone talk. Today we are moving into new era, so which means it's happening. I've been attending almost 3 to 4 events over the past 4 months, and this is the most popular comment. So it's a fact. The questions, how we can deal with it, what is the key deliverable that we're gonna tackle, how and when we can use the best tools and to enhance this is further. Looking forward with your inquiry, insightful, whatever just you have in your mind, and my friend will gonna tackle most of the point. So thanks again. And starting our discussions, if you allow me, Ahmed, just to start with you, like today there is a lot of technologies, a lot of tools just in the market. So being an expert and you have tackled a lot of criteria just looking for this aspect, what do you think now the most significant and powerful tools that might add an impact and added value to the firms to tackle all the issue that we are facing in order to co-op with the new technique?
Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here among such prestigious speakers. It's always tricky to have a session straight after lunch, so I hope everybody's focused and energized. IT and technology has had a huge impact in different industries, and manufacturing and logistics is not an exception. So I think since the industry evolution, technology had a huge impact, but this impact came through different stages. Starting with silos, or what we call fragmented efforts to automate some industries or manufacturing processes or logistics. So if we're talking about IT and OT, so IT was focusing on data, business processes, documentation, also enterprise, and we have ARB at later stages, while OT focused on controlling physical movement of items across the supply chain. But again, this silo concept movement was not ideal. There has to be synergize and harmonization between the two type of technologies to enhance operation in different industries. And as we all know, it takes two to tango. Then there has some efforts to integrate some systems to come up with better solutions until we have in 2000, I think, in the new millennium, we have the IoT sensors attached to different items inside the manufacturing plant and also across the supply chain. And recently, we have the machine learning and AI. Today, AI is, I think I can say, is controlling everything. We have different generation of AI. So just to answer your question about giving this historical journey, today we have different tools and technologies that's having a huge impact on the industry. To name a few, we have artificial intelligence, we have blockchain, we have IoT, and recently we start having the discussion about digital twin and how they are going to disrupt the industries. So maybe we will discuss some of them in details, but I will leave the floor to my colleague to just have some word in the history and technologies that controlling the business today. Thank you.
Excellent, Ahmed. Well, Mr. Hashim, being an operation guy, and I believe this is like day-to-day activities. So, how do you see the impact, or what is exactly the fruitful output that might come in order to emerge, like the consumer behaviors and delivery, etc., etc.?
See, as you said, being an operation guy, so I will make it to the ground thing, right? When we come to operation, there is the inbound, there is the storage, there is the outbound, and there is the procurement. A lot is talked about IT, ERPs, WMS, TMS, FMS, MRPs, and all those things. And as has been said, this was the first step. But now it's more about the OTs, the technologies which really make the things happen. If you see today, we have people from different industries, but I was with one industry which is food. So if they need a specific vitamin, which is small in quantity but very important for their manufacturing process, and it has to come from USA. So we can take that example and we can tell you that what kind of technologies can be there, right? Right from their procurement to their manufacture, there will be a link which will be an IT-based link. It can be MRP, it can be intelligent system, it can be bidding platform. So all these will be there. As soon as it moves into the stage of production, then starts the logistics. So you will have things like data loggers, you will have things like temperature loggers, you will have things like these, which before it was very difficult to know during the all the journey that what happened to this specific product, where it got problem, if it comes to them and they found some problem. Especially everyone eats chocolates, right? You have sometimes seen a white coating on the back of the chocolate, which does not degrade the quality of the chocolate, but it tells you that somewhere in the line temperature was not maintained. So now we have the technology, we can know exactly where it was not maintained, which is through these data loggers. Then you come to the ports. Technology has totally changed, especially after the COVID. It's more towards the automation. You have some ports which are and some ports are fully automated. Even so much so that operators are only sitting on the system to check the things. Journey starts, container can be traced, your shipment can be traced, it comes down to here or any country you want to send it to. You have the data integration, which is again an IT technology. Then you have the integration of the trucks, and we will discuss later on maybe there is a huge number of sensors in the trucks and in the warehouses. And then you come to the warehouses and you found all the technologies which are automation of the warehouses, from simple using of scanners to RFIDs and up to the drones, and now fully automated warehouses. So in logistics, especially, and in supply chain, talking about generally, the technology has changed a lot. And everyone talk about IT, and everyone talk about AI. For sure, AI is the future, but AI is a part of the things. It's not the whole. It's how you use the AI, how everything is integrated with AI or is not integrated with AI, that matters. And up to what level you want to get to integration, where you want the human factor to come in and where you want the technology to be automated. So a lot of technologies have been developed over the period of the time in silos, as has been said, and then they have been merged. And now we have an integration, and that's why we now, usually you will see most of the logistic companies, their branding would be saying integrated logistic services, integrated technologies. So the word integrated has become the matter. Like the AI has become the buzzword in the IT world, the word integrative has become the buzzword in the logistic world. I think this...
Well said, Hashim. Very well said. Ahmed, you know now we are working with multiple industries. Okay, so and I believe each industry has got their own technique. So being an expert in healthcare and FMCG, how do you see those tools can help and computing into uplift and leverage the decision making in order to reach what we want in terms of goals?
Okay, thanks. It's a very good question. Now, with all these technologies around, they are a big enabler. So in my opinion, the focus now needs to shift from efficiency to value creation across the supply chain. So it's not supply chain anymore, it has to be value chain. So instead of focusing only on minimizing cost, which is a very important aspect in running business, but creating value at each and every stage in the supply chain is very important. And we can have so many examples on how new technologies impacted the business and produce new advantages to this business. For example, we have AI. So AI is a very powerful tool in planning and being proactive, because in the past we used to plan according to what happens. So whatever happens, we react to that. Now it has to shift. So we need to be proactive. And in logistics and supply chain, it's either push or pull system. So we need to move from push system to pull system. We need to be pulled by demand. Again, if we have focus or FMCG, it is very important in, first of all, for example, demand forecasting, because you need to know how much demand is there, how much you need to produce, what type of items, because one of the characteristics of FMCG is the variability, which means we have a huge number of SKUs. So in some companies, they have more than 100,000 SKU in their warehouse. So dealing with this huge number of items is very critical, and it cannot be done manually. So you need these technologies to sort the data, to tell you what patterns, which item to be produced in which manufacturer, what type of customers you have in each city, and even neighborhood now, and you need to design the micro fulfillment centers. So for FMCG, it's very important to have these technologies. And I will have one example from Walmart in the United States, where they had a hurricane hitting Orlando, and they already committed to deliver next day delivery to their customers. So they used technology, a combined system using AI, IoT, and digital twins to transfer some of their manufacturing to storage and some of their stores to be fulfillment centers, because they relied on actual data. So they know, using the system or the tools, where are the trucks, where are the customers, where are the facilities, So based on this real data, with the use of the system, they were able to modify the plan and keep the service level. Moving to another industry which I like, which is healthcare. The critical thing with healthcare that you deal with human lives. It's totally a different story. As Chief Operating or Supply Chain Officer, I was in charge for ensuring the availability of bloods across the kingdom. So when I joined, we have managed to implement what we call the BBIS, which is Blood Banks Information System. It's a system that links all the locations, all the blood banks across the kingdom. Also, it gives you the need in each area, but that was the reactive side. We combined that with AI tools to enable us to analyze historical data to know what type of bloods is required in which region. It also shows us how much blood we need in each region, because the structure of Saudi Arabia is a bit, so we have more supply in the north of Saudi Arabia, while we have more need in the south of Saudi Arabia. So with using of technology, we were able to match supply with demand, managing to increase blood availability more than 97. We reduce the wastage of bloods by, I think it was a huge percentage, but we saved around 29 million per year. So we also reduce the time required to transfer blood unit from origin to destination. And when we talk about this, we wouldn't consider it as financial aspects. We will look at how many lives we have saved by providing the right blood to the right patient in the right time. So this is something we should be proud of, and we wouldn't be able to achieve that without implementation of the right data and right systems.
Well, that's good. Actually, now this is brings something to my mind, which I would like to ask Mr. Hisham about it now. Talking about the real times. Okay, so have you sensed the impact of the real times in terms of the operation output? I mean, do you have an example like if we are going through the legacy way or traditional way versus the new era that we are with? So what is the impact and how that benefit the business?
See, we can go with a simple example or a complex example. If you want to go with a simple example, it's the VTS system of the trucks, right? It gives you a live data where your truck is, what its speed is going on, and how is your driver behaving, right? So if we built on the same example, we can go complex. Now there are systems which are built by the manufacturers, or there are systems which are added by the third parties, or there are systems which are made by the IT companies, which can give you even more data. Like there are systems which can give you the data of your air pressure, tire pressure, right? What's your tire pressure at that time? Or it can give you the data of how the braking was applied. So how the driver is driving, right? And what load you are having. Because the drag on the vehicle will tell you what kind of load you are having. So if you build again on that, you have AI-based tools which tell you what your driver is doing. Is it fatigued? His eyes are feeling fatigued? Do you need to stop him? So this is a very, very simple example of one truck moving, and from simple one point to another point delivery, it has now become data mining machine where you can have a huge number of data. Then you can categorize it based on regions, based on ages, based on truck types, that what is required. Right?
Good.
because I don't want to look like a trucking guy, so I will give you other kind of examples also. If you take the healthcare or if you take the food industry, there are certain things which are very important, like vaccines and these things. When they come to the warehouse, you cannot know what's happened to them, or are they good or bad, until unless they are in the hospitals and some experts check them, and then they come to know, okay, this thing is not expired, but it's not usable. So this was a big issue in the past. Huge number of hours were used, money, life, everything, right? But now, due to the live data, you are seeing the journey from Johnson & Johnson factory, taking a vaccine, coming to Saudi Arabia, going to a third-party warehouse, and then going to NIPCO or directly to some private hospital, and they can track all the way that what was the data, and they can stop right at the spot that this has become not for our use. So these technologies are rolling so much live data that you can build on that data also. And in other sectors, if you are using AI, there is this joke about the AI where you call for pizza and the guy said, you have high blood pressure, you should not take pizza. And then he says, oh, you need this medicine also. And the guy asks, who are you? He said, I'm the Google. He said, how do you know everything? He said, I know from your history of buying pizzas and history of your hospital and history of your this thing. And practically it happened to me. Sulman Al-Habib called me and said, do you want medicine? I said, how do you know? They said, we know this medicine is 3 times a day. We give you this much. It's gone, right? So real-time data is really making difference, not only on the cost, efficiencies, but also on the quality of the life. And at this time, the most important thing anywhere is the quality of the life.
And I think also just one more point that it will gonna help the PNL with the direct positive hit over the bottom line, so we can generate more revenue.
I would like to add one thing just regarding this, because in healthcare and also I would say blood, can you imagine that during the journey of a blood unit, if we miss the readings for 1 second, then that blood is not usable anymore.
Yeah.
So you need to have full access to the blood unit conditions, temperature, humidity, and level of vibration for the whole journey. If you miss these 3 readings, these 3 readings for 1 second, then that blood unit is not usable. So technology and AI, and Internet of Things, and blockchain now is giving humanity a great advantage of using this to save lives and make our life better.
Cool. So, Ahmed, if you might allow me just to elaborate further on this, or if I will gonna ask you, like today, I want you to wear the requester hats. Okay, so what is the step that you are gonna take in order to convince the top management or those they do have a decision making in order to make your dream happen as a fact?
Okay, it's always tricky how to convince top management about investing in new technology, and because again, maybe we learn from the experience and from the previous session. So ROI in technology implementation is not straightforward. So it's not 1 riyal will give you this amount of riyals. There are some tangible and intangible returns. For example, as I just mentioned, in healthcare, it's not how much you save, it's who you save. When you save 1 human life, it's priceless. So again, for me, today there are so many examples of good success story about implementing technologies. So you need to build a good business case to go to your boss and convince him. And for me, It's not only technology, it's not only system. It's what I call trio of succeed. So first of all, you need to understand your business processes. You need to design your business processes and operation up to the best level. When you get to that, okay, I will call it saturation, but again, you maximize the utilization without the system. Then you train your people in how to perform this. Then you need to select the right system. You could do cost benefit analysis. You could do, and I've been through, so maybe we run out of time, but when I joined my second or third company, I was fresh graduate, full of energy. I went there. There was a huge strategy to transform the company. I learned that they implemented an ERP system 9 years ago. As an industrial engineer, first thing I thought about is just to have a business process documentation. And I got shocked when I've noticed that people still use manual forms and Excel sheets instead of using the ERP system, which was invested, I think the company invested 8-digit number to bring that. So it's not about the system sometimes. So you need to build the whole case about the whole journey, how to have the right business processes, how to bring the right system, and how to train your people. If you have these three, then you go to the management, tell them this is how we are going to do it, this is how much we need to do it, and this is the benefits we are going to get in this much time. So that will help them make the right decision.
Great. Hashim, sustainability. This is nowadays like how the CEOs say good morning to their beloved employees. So how do you see the IT, OT, leveraging the sustainability and support in greening to achieve like the entire global vision, I believe, not just only the local market?
See, humans are a very funny race or species, right? We have buzzwords, sustainability, environment, this, that. But when it comes down to the things, we have a basic instinct, which is we need to survive, and that's about money. So anything which doesn't make money, we don't go for it, right? But fortunately, nature has given something that now we come to know that sustainability also brings profits. Okay? It brings brand value. The more sustainable you are,
but it's a long-term investment. This is the tricky part, I think.
The thing is
not going
that
to happen in one fine morning, right?
Yeah. The thing is that, see, people were first talking about things which they didn't understand, and it's like solar panels and this thing and that thing. So it is usually hard to go to a management and ask that I want to do solar panel on my warehouse, because they will compare you to electric company. But now, when we go to the sustainability, the things have changed. How has it changed? You are using an AI system or a sensor in the truck for the air tire pressure, because I'm building on the previous example, right? So your tire life become more than the normal. So you are saving on your tire, which is saving on the CO2, which is saving on the rubber, and you are saving the money also. Same way, when your system is telling you that you need to have a preventive maintenance, or your AC is connected with the intelligent system and it tells you that this AC is not giving the proper air and it's taking more electricity. Right? So then this technology makes you do the maintenance at the proper time, which saves you money, which save environment from the gases, which save you money, and which makes your customer happy because you are having the proper temperature, right? So now sustainability, we have found a way that sustainability has become part of our life. It is no more just expenditure.
Yeah.
Right? It is more on the side of profit, and it is more on the side of the brand value, especially when we have started thinking out of the, as he has mentioned, out of the money value towards the brand value, then we are going towards now, suppose a chicken, 1,000 chickens in the 1,000 square feet is more cheaper than 1,000 chickens in 2,000 square feet or in open field. But when you will go to the market and if it is written caged eggs, many people will not buy them. But if you will see free range, people will buy them. So the value proposition has changed. So the sustainability has bring new standards. And as in first time in the history, two things have happened. One thing is that we created something which might get intelligent, more intelligent than us, which is AI. And the second thing is that the life has become more valued than money. So sustainability becomes the part of the life, be it in our procurement, be it in our transportation, and in total supply chain.
Great. Building on what Hisham said, Ahmed now, so just know, how can system be converted in order to achieve this said target, from the, let's say, technical perspective or theoretical point of view?
I think, again, sustainability has been a buzzword for quite some time right now, maybe locally, just in the last 2 or 3 years. But I think being sustainable and taking care of the planet is very important. And when it comes to financial and cost, it might not be a big difference between regular practices and green, I would call, because during my assignment as ABP, Association of British Ports, we have done a project that being an evident that changing from regular practices to green practices, you will have better timing, better cost. The difference was not big, but what was huge is the difference in the CO2 emission. So please try to think of sustainable options and try to be green, because if you take it in both, it's good for our planet, it's good for our people, and in the same time, it's also good for your financial and bottom lines.
Great. Well, we run out of time. However, just one quick question, and we got a minute to answer it. So, how do you see the futures of supply chain and procurement, just in a simple manner?
As like any industry, the first thing is we are moving into more of automized world, more automation we will see. Less of human intervention will be there. The humans will be on a higher level. It's like humans for the first time has assistant which is also intelligent. We used to have donkeys and horses. They were intelligent but not to the level that they can do certain things. But we have now AI which is doing certain things. So where there were in a port 1,000 people working, now there is 5 people working, right? So we can say that all the things which are here will be developed to the level that less of human intervention will be there. And most probably we will be going towards, humans will be going towards the higher jobs, the decision-making jobs, the old-time philosophy jobs. These things will come back. And if you want to list down, we have RFIDs, we have sensors, we have all those kind of things, and they will keep on developing. So that's the thing.
Ahmed?
Okay, so I'll ask a question. How many of you use AI to write emails? Raise your hand. So AI today is not a privilege. I think it becomes a necessity in the way everybody's using it. So it's there and it will develop more and more. I think in the future, just combining these technologies to come up with enhanced solution that will leverage the level of manufacturing and operation will be the key. One thing is I think it's coming as well, is the digital twin, because the good thing with digital twin that you can try or test different scenarios in a safe environment before applying that in real life, because we all have good ideas, crazy ideas sometimes, but you cannot just go and implement them because the cost will be very high. But when you have a nice and safe environment where you can test this until it is doable, then that's where I see the future. Thank you very much.
Well, for me, I see it mix of investment, short term and long term. Need to be defined as per the priority ranking business need, just to tackle what matters. And for the long run, just to enhance the future of technology, etc., etc. So to reach in a situation where your entire chain being run by top talented commandos, utilizing the new technologies in the market, So thank you. So I hope we have provided an insightful talk. Thanks you.